On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it's like a 12. That thumbnail is not clickbait. This book is not what I thought it would be, and I am disappointed in myself for not realizing how much of a banger this book was gonna be. Like, I knew it was gonna be good. I know All From Jade knows her stuff. I follow her like religiously on social media. Her channel was like the first like tutorial channel I like ever watched in my like crochet journey. So like I knew it was gonna be good, but I didn't know it was gonna be this good, which kind of sucks because not only am I looking at this as like from a customer perspective, I like to crochet, but I'm looking at this from like a business standpoint, and like she just raised the bar way beyond what I like thought it was gonna be for like us YouTubers who eventually put out books. I know I'm still like living in the land of Delulu because that's like a far away thing for me, but man, she set the bar high. Personally had this book on pre-order since I first heard that her book was coming out earlier this year. Now let's talk about it. Amigurumi Friends by All From Jade. You know why that's a banger of a name? Because I thought this was like a pattern book that had like 20 or so crochet patterns in it, and like maybe this is from like just not like listening when she talks sometimes, but I thought it was just gonna be like 20 different patterns. It's gonna be cool, maybe some tutorial action in there, but like no. There's one head form for everything, and then multiple different bodies, and then you just kind of adjust the color scheme for like the body style you are like choosing. So there's actually, and it says it right here, so this is how I know I'm stupid, it actually says 100+ adorable custom crochet critters. So it's like a mix and match kind of vibe, and that's cool. I'll give you like a little rundown of everything in here, and you guys vote in the comments below which one you think I should make first. We have Pamela the Panda, Kyle the Koala, Leopold the Lion, Roman the Rhino, Grace the Giraffe, something French, and I'm so sorry, the Gorilla, Zachary the Zebra, William the Wolf, Flora the Fox, Marty the Moose, Ben the Bear, Clara the Cow, Hugo the Horse, Greta the Goat, Damien the Donkey, Bianca the Bunny, Dahlia the Dinosaur, Tristan the Triceratops, ooh, my brother's name is Tristan, Darius the Dragon, Uma the Unicorn. So those are the ones. You guys will let me know which one you want me to make, and do you think I should do one of the standing poses, one of the sitting poses, or one of the sleeping poses for that? It's broken down into different chapters. We have like the getting started section, where that's where you're gonna find like the crochet techniques and the stitches and how to do color changes and sewing and the tips and tricks and the different eye options. She literally like references felt eyes in here. I've not seen too many crochet books do that because that's like a relatively newer situation. And then it goes into like the head and the body poses. There's 5 different body poses, a standing pose with slightly different legs, 2 different sitting poses, and then like the sleeping pose. And you can see the sleeping poses are so cute. That's adorable. Let me get my face out of it so it stops messing up. And then there's different like categories of animals. We got zoo animals, we got woodland friends, we got out of this world, which is gonna be your like dino unicorn situation. On the farm, that's your cow, horse, goat situation. There's more. Another thing I'm vibing with is she shows them not only in worsted weight yarn, but she shows them in plush yarn. For us plush yarn peoples out there, I almost said girlies, but there is like 2% of you that are dudes, and I want to be inclusive. So us plush yarn people. Also, thank you for the 2 dudes that watch my channel. So she goes over like the different types of yarn. I know a lot of books do that, but there's like this really good chart where, because I never know, like the UK people, I hurt your faces, but you guys are always talking about like 4-ply, 8-ply, whatever. I don't know what you mean. So I like how this has like 4-ply is sport weight yarn. Sport weight, for those who don't know, is like a fine yarn. That's like your category 2. So like if we're not blanket's a 6, sport weight's a 2. That's good for like socks and things, like delicate little baby things, in case you guys didn't know. So I just like that. It's a little more comprehensive. It doesn't just say like, you know, sport weight fine too, because some of the books that I've like seen, and I've got some here, and then you should see my like checkout list from the library. I've checked out like many a crochet book in my day. They're not as like thorough, and I guess I could show you this page. I don't want to show you pages with the QR codes because I don't know if I'm like allowed to, more or less, but this page is like relatively like innocuous, and then you can see the detail. So you get like all your yarn weights here. You get the different styles of crochet hooks. You get your basically conversion chart, because that's what it is when like you buy stuff and you don't know what it is and you got to translate it into like what you understand. And I like that they have the recommended hook size for it too. And also not just in letters, but in millimeters, because I also don't know like the letter version of my hooks. But I mean, I know with 3.5 as like a 3.5 millimeter, you feel me? She's showing this different types of stitch markers and like pins, and letting you know like what you can use pins for. If you're sewing and not using pins, girl, use some pins. And then we go into the crochet techniques and stitches. There's whole books dedicated to just this, but she's showing a slip knot with pictures, and there's a QR code to see the video. She's showing a chain. She's showing a magic ring. Again, all pictures with words too. And the links to the videos to see slip stitch, single crochet, increase, front loop only, back loop only, invisible decrease. She's showing how to do like the regular color change and something called like a patch color change, which I didn't even know was like a thing. I've just been rocking the regular color change. So even though I'm like relatively efficient in my crochet, like I know like a decent, I'm not like some people know like a ton, but as far as amigurumi goes, I'm like relatively able to do a lot. I didn't know that was a thing. I knew the like kind of like invisible color change was a thing, but this even looks a little bit different than what I've learned as like an invisible color change. Oh yeah, an invisible color change is on the next page. This one I knew, but the patch one is new to me. So I really like that. From an education perspective, if you are like newer, I feel pretty confident in saying that there's enough like educational resources included in the book to get you going. And then it goes into like how to stuff. That is a little bit of like a personal choice, I feel like, but she gives good examples of what like too much looks like when your stitches are all kind of like blown out, and what not enough looks like when you can like squeeze and like get divots in your work. How to sew on pieces with tutorials. That's awesome, because like that's probably one of the hardest parts about transitioning once you do know how to do like the crochet thing, transitioning from like no sew patterns to like sewing involved patterns. Like that's pretty much like the biggest hurdle you have to get over, is like knowing how to sew. And the only thing I would say here, and this is just like nitpicking, like maybe show like a how to unsew in case you like mess it up and your like head's a little crooked. But here, I'll cover the QR code. It's pretty good, solid on those pictures. Then we're getting into tips and tricks. We got the whole like yarn under versus yarn over debate. I'm a yarn over person. I do like the concept of yarn under, but I don't like that it makes my piece smaller. So like, and I know there's no way to do this. If my stitches could be tighter, but like the same size as if I yarn over, then I would be like yarn under all day. But I don't like that it shrinks it down, because I also kind of to a point factor in like the size of stuff for my pricing. But if I wasn't selling something, you know, I don't necessarily care how big it is. So yarn under would be cool. And maybe one day I'll like do a video about yarn over versus yarn under and like see how much of a size difference it makes. Let me know if you want to see that. Maybe we'll do one of these and see the right side versus the wrong side of the work. And I know some people are like, you know, avid wrong side crocheters, but I do like that it's being shown, because a lot of people get this wrong and don't realize it's wrong when first starting out. If you get it's like wrong but like it like that, like you do you all day. Don't let anybody tell you different. But if you don't realize it's wrong, this is helpful information. How to close an opening, also useful. Working around the foundation chain. She's showing specifically into like the back bump, which is cool. I vibe with that. That's one of like the official right ways to do it. Or if you guys didn't know, and I learned this doing my instructor course, apparently if you have a foundation chain, you're either supposed to be crocheting under the back bump or under two of the loops, i.e. your top loop and your back bump, and that like gets rid of the little holes it makes if you just crochet under like the top loop only. I didn't know that. So that's pretty awesome that she's showing back bump. And I just like do back bump now because on everything it looks neater. But yeah, fastening off. How to do the little like ear fold so you get the like, you know, that situation. Like it's very comprehensive is all I'm saying. I knew there would be some of these details because you always need that like introductory like section, and these kind of books, they all have them, but I just did not know that it would be this comprehensive. Like she's literally like showing surface crochet right now, and I've not seen too many books do that. And then what I love is not only are we talking safety eyes, but we're talking felt eyes. I'm a maker and a seller of felt eyes now, but I didn't know these were a thing when I first got started, and what a game changer. Because, and don't get me wrong, I still like a basic black eye. In fact, I've been vibing with like more basic black eyes on things I've been making recently. But sometimes when you make something like that's extra good, you just want to slap on something with like a little bit of glitter and like a little bit of like extra personality. And they can really like level up whatever you've made. They don't always. Like, it's not like it just looks bad with basic eyes and the only way it looks like extra cute is if you do the felt eyes. But just if you want to like have that little extra personality, some felt eyes will do you good. And they don't always have to be colorful. Like, you can get this like little like kawaii style where it's just black and white, you know, so it's not crazy different compared to the safety eyes. It adds like a little more something something. Also, I really like that it's explicitly stated that basically eyes at all, felt eyes or safety eyes, are not safe for children under 3, and I vibe with that because I put a sign up and I tell people at every single market I go to, if you're buying for like a little baby, this isn't good for them. Let's talk embroidered eyes. And then she's got embroidered eyes tutorials in a way that I've never seen. So I'm excited to give that a try because my eye embroidery game is super weak. Then we're going into the eyes details. I'm like just getting started, really like put in some like lashes and like the little white border on the eyes. And boy, also does that make such a difference. Oh, and the eyebrows, we're doing that now. Love that. So just very comprehensive. Cheek variations. Then she goes over all the abbreviations and they're all in US terms. So that is something to note, that these are all in US terms. And then what I'm really appreciating is that these are actually like the correct like abbreviations as decided by the Craft Yarn Council, more or less. And there's 3 different difficulties to the patterns. You could see, I'm going to cover up the pattern, but you could see here, that is like the magic of this book. All of those heads are the same pattern, but just with different colors and like variations on them and like added elements of like ears versus like horns and things. Like, that's such a great idea. And I guess we can run down the body types. I don't know the best way to do this because I want to show you, but I don't want to give away the pattern. But that's one of the body types. So like a little chunky body action. Then we have a more basic body type. This one's going to be harder because it's like on the inside. Why would you do that, all from Jade? Ugh. Watch me struggle. It's fine. Then we have a sitting with the legs kind of coming out the front of the body situation. And then we have, they're like longer than the other kind. Like, there's an example of arms and legs for this pattern. So you could see like sewn onto the side what that would look like, kind of. Oh yeah, see, that's an example. Those are like the long on the side of the body legs. And then the sleeping pose is probably my favorite. And that's what it looks like. You can see majority of the variations here on this page. And those are all the zoo patterns. Seriously, top tier. And then when you get to the actual patterns, all of the patterns are written from the perspective of using worsted weight yarn. She gives the brand of worsted weight yarn she uses, so if you want to like exactly match it. She even gives the like grams she used for each of the different body types for each color of yarn in the pattern. And then like the final size for each thing following, you know, using the worsted weight yarn in that brand. She covers hook size, she covers the size of safety eyes, and then she also makes sure to include the extras like having a yarn needle, stitch markers, sewing pins, the stuffing. And the patterns are like very well written. They're like broken down into sections, like it's bold, eye patches, then the little pattern for that, then what you're supposed to do as far as fastening off goes. And it says see page 26, like if you needed the help fastening off. Then the next section is ears in bold, and then the pattern for the ears and like how to finish off the ears. It's very like simply written, but thoroughly written. You could see all kinds of pictures. So if you're a picture person, I think looking at it, the pictures are pretty clear. These are like the how to put it together pictures and like the how to add the like embellishments on the face, like the little like nose mouth thing. And did I say? I don't remember if I said. They range from easy, like level 1 is the easiest, to like level 3 is the hardest. I don't know if she like went off of the Craft Yarn Council's like version of what's like a beginner pattern or not, but I think it seems pretty accurate. Like she has this koala as like a medium pattern, but it's using that like fuzzy like hair yarn that we all know can be like a nightmare to like work with. Camera died. I just like really appreciate the like comprehensiveness of the book. I've said that now probably like 18 times, but I'm just like impressed basically. Not that I thought it would be bad, because of course like I knew it wouldn't be, but like also dang, it did not have to be so good. So basically what I was saying for like the 8th time is it's very comprehensive. We went over how like comprehensive the actual patterns are. We went over how comprehensive the actual like introduction to all the basics if you're a new person and like you need that. Like I do think it's quite thorough. But what's more, and this is again where my mind is absolutely blown, bro, her design process is in here. And like she's got, I don't even know how to fracking show it again. She's using, I want to cover like the words because like that's part of what you get with the book. Like she's showing like her actual design process and like kind of going over it. The next page is like little like starter patterns for basic shapes like balls, ovals, flat things, and then you go to the next page and there's some like accessories for the characters, like some little flower situations, some headband situations. You can see here a couple of them are like wearing the flowers. There's a flower on that one. There's like a flower headband on the fox. I'll move my face so it zooms. So it is just so good. And then it goes into like clothes, how to like add clothes, how to like make them like a little like floofy collar or like a floofy skirt, or like do little overall outfits on them. And then it goes beyond plushies, how to like more or less turn them into a character with like longer arms, so it could be like a curtain hanger. Like it's just so good. And then it has like a full like index at the back of the book. It's just so good. And this is probably the most personality you guys will ever see from me on this channel, and I'm so sorry for being so loud. But like I said, I look at this from the perspective of a crocheter. You guys don't see me like work out of crochet books a lot, but I do like them, and I do like have my own small collection of them, and I have probably checked out in the double digits at least from my like local libraries, which is saying something because I live in a small area. So like I have to go pretty far to like get to like bigger local libraries that have more than just like the Harry Potter book. Not that the Harry Potter book's bad, but if you're new to crochet, skip that one for now because I got that early on and I was like, this is way above my pay grade. I just like them because I like to work off like paper patterns more than like computer like videos or like computer PDFs, like All From Jade's whole YouTube channel, which I did not say, but I will have linked below. And I will have a link to her book on Amazon linked below because it's good. Now, technically, if you buy through that link, I get like a little bit of commission on that for like pointing you that way, but I'm not doing it so you buy the book so I get commission. I'm doing it because you should have the book. On her channel, she's got videos. Octos, which is the first thing that I ever successfully made. Like All From Jade and I go way back to the start of my crochet journey as like an adult. Like my grandma taught me as a child, but like none of that stuck. And I did not know Amigurumi anything until like Janessa really, but that got on the YouTube. And like that was the first thing that I found that I couldn't do, that I learned with Bella Coco tutorials how to eventually do, and that was my first successful product, was like a little All From Jade Octo that I still use in my business. I make them in 2 different weights, that specific pattern, because she's got a few octos, but I make them in 2 different weights and I bring them to every single market because they're good and they take like 10 minutes to make. I don't like working from videos, so even though I have like the option to get the patterns for free on her YouTube channel, I go over to her Etsy, which I guess I'll also link below, and I've bought pretty much, I think, all of them on her YouTube channel, plus like the other ones that are on her actual Etsy that are not on her YouTube channel. And I love them, and they're so detailed. She gives like a rainbow variation for everything. Like it's not just a dinosaur. You can make a rainbow dinosaur. The turtles, there's variations to make different fruit turtles. I did that for a collaboration with the Regretful Yarn Addict. I'll link her channel. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it's like a 12. No, I have not made anything out of it yet. You guys vote in the comments below which one you think I should make first. But yeah, 12 out of 10. Super good. Set the bar way too high. It's just so good. They like have faces. There's like little felt pieces for like some cheeks, because she like does not exclude felt eyes from being like a thing. Oh, and something that I get asked a lot from time to time, you guys will love this. It tells you how to do like the blush on the cheek with like actual like makeup stuff, or like dry pastel sticks and stuff. I almost said the other one. Like there's some makeup in there and like pastels. So it's just so comprehensive. It's like how to make amigurumi, but like the top tier amigurumi, and it's just so good. So 12 out of 10. I'm excited to have the book. Hopefully you guys can check it out and like let me know what you think. And I've seen, if you follow her social media, which I guess I'll link that too, she is putting out like different information about the book. So like if she's making them in like plush yarn, she had like a whole like plush yarn guide to them also. That's not shown, like included in the book. Not that it's not shown, because she does show a few of them like with plush yarn, but that's just like her whole guide. So I guess if I wanted to like be very nitpicky, I would have liked more instructions also for the like plush yarn variation, just because that's how I like to work. But I also very rarely ever follow like the rules laid out in a pattern. So like that's just nitpicking, because even if she told me which yarn she was using, I'd probably not use it anyway. Or if I did, you guys know I like always hold Parfait Chunky like double. Same with the like Hobie versions of Parfait Chunky and all the things. I'm always holding it double, so I don't need your instructions. I just wanted them so I could not listen to them. And that's gonna be all for this video. And if you'd like more crochet content, well, I just linked you all the All From Jade stuff below, so go find some there, and I will see you guys in my next one.